Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Squarespace. I've been using Squarespace for JaredPolin.com for 10 years, man. 10 years!
10 years!
Because it's super simple to set up, it's super reliable, it's super easy, it's affordable, and you don't need to know coding. You can even set up a website in about 30 minutes with multiple galleries, a blog, and everything else you need to show off your work. Head on over to squarespace.com/FroKnowsPhoto right now to get your 14-day free trial. If you decide that it's for you, use the code FroKnowsPhoto at checkout to get 10% off your first order. First up, I want to mention that we did not have a fix last week as there weren't really any stories worthy of a fix.
No news is good news.
But here we are this week, ready to hook you up with yet another photo news fix. Let's kick off with the news that Canon is celebrating the production of their 150 millionth lens. If you're wondering for some odd reason how many miles in length 150 million EF and RF lenses would be,
I wasn't.
and I don't know why you would be wondering, but if you did lay them end to end, Canon says that would be approximately 7,736 miles, which has to be one of the dumbest metrics in the history of metrics.
I once caught a fish.
PR people love firing off dumb, meaningless stats.
Sell me this pen.
Guess what? It would have been even longer if every lens was a massive 1200 millimeter one and didn't include pancake lenses. Well, back in 1987, Canon killed off its old mount in favor for the new EF mount on EOS AF cameras, or as some people say, EOS AF cameras. In 1995, they passed the 10 million mark. They passed the 50 million in 2009, 100 million in 2014, and now 150 million in 2021. We do have to admit that it did take them sometimes 2 or 3 generations to get a lens right. For example, the first version of the 16 to 35 2.8 just wasn't sharp. The 51.2 version was as slow as this fella. But I guess it's all a learning process because the RF lenses are all fantastic right out of the block. At the end of the day, what other company can claim 7,700 miles of lenses long? Congrats, Canon. Next up, we have some potentially bad news for Sony users who are waiting for the 35f 1.4 GM lens to be released. According to Sony Japan's website, a reputable Sony news source, by the way, the answer is yes. The site says, apology and notice of postponement of release of lens FE35f 1.4 GM, whatever that says, and lens hood ALC SH164. No, not the lens hood, damn it! That's really what I wanted to use without the actual lens. The translated text goes on to say, we have decided to postpone the release due to production reasons. That sucks for anyone who's been waiting for this lens. But there is a silver lining to this story.
Oh, really?
I've got one, and I'm willing to offer it to the highest bidder. I kid. Or do I? There was no word on when this lens will be rescheduled for official release, but when that does happen, I'm sure I will give you an update. Next up, we all know by now if you leave camera gear in your car and it gets stolen, I'm gonna tag you with #Don'tBeAnAsshole. But what happens if you're in the car, stopped in traffic, and someone in another car jumps out, smashes the back window of your Prius, grabs your camera bag from the trunk, and then speeds off?
There's always that.
Well, this is where I would normally write a joke along the lines of, it's still your fault for driving a Prius, but I won't do that this time.
Because it's not a very expensive, luxurious car.
ABC7 in San Francisco reports that photographers Ben and Masha noticed a car following them after they left a photo shoot, and when they got stuck in traffic, someone jumped out of the dark Honda, smashed their back window, grabbed their bag, and sped off in a matter of 10 seconds. The stolen gear included a camera, lens, drone, gimbal, and was worth $7,000. Thankfully, a Tesla driver's camera recorded the incident, and they were nice enough to stop and exchange information. A GoFundMe has been set up and has surpassed $7,300 of a $4,500 goal, which is fantastic. I've never considered a smash and grab from a car stuck in traffic as a possibility, but what can we do to defend from this other than not having a Prius?
I don't mind trashing it up a lot.
One thing would be, if you have a trunk, put it in there. Another could be put it on the back seat floor.
Technical only.
And if you have some other ideas, feel free to share them down below. On a totally side note, now would be a good time to download my Gear Vault for iOS and Android, as it's the best way to input, organize, and protect your gear, and it's absolutely free. Head on over to mygearvault.com. And finally, maybe Nikon isn't exactly in as much financial trouble as we once thought. Or are they? The reason I say, or are they, is that we have dueling articles that tell two different stories about Nikon's Q3 financial report. Nikon Rumors headline says, Nikon Q3 financial results are out, record quarterly sales for mirrorless cameras. And DP Reviews says, Nikon Q3 financial report, revenue and profit down double digit as it prepares for future sustainability. So which is it? Now, I'm no financial expert, so I reached out to Madeline Kay with Nikon PR for more information, but got her voicemail that said, it's my birthday, I'm busy with the gift FroKnowsPhoto sent me, I will be back never. Dan, show everyone the gift, please. I know the next video I'll be making. So which headline should you believe? The answer to that question is never fully believe a headline. Always actually read the damn article. DP Reviews article shares information about Nikon's taking a massive write-off to help balance the books. Now keep in mind, this is a one-time write-off and won't be there every single year. Overall sales were way down. Nikon says they sold 660,000 interchangeable lens cameras, 1.08 million lenses in Q1 to Q3, which was a decrease of 720,000 and 1.18 million respectively. But even though their sales volumes were way down, they did sell a record number of mirrorless cameras. Well, no shit. They put out 2 new higher priced mirrorless cameras. So if they sold 11 last quarter and they sold 1 more this quarter, they technically sold a record number. Nikon Rumors article is a little misleading, and DP Reviews one I have trouble personally comprehending, but at the end of the day, Nikon is restructuring their business to try and set up their future success in what is turning into a mirrorless world. A world they admittedly said they were late to the game on. Now, my hope is that Nikon succeeds because it's good for the industry to have competition. Plus, Nikon makes some great lenses and great cameras. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.